The reason I'm making another video on how to do a second ferment with kefir is because people tell me they have two problems making it at home. One, it doesn't taste good because they don't have the time to do a second ferment. And two, even though it takes less than 5 minutes a day between cleaning and everything else like that, it can become cumbersome on a daily basis. So I'm going to show you how to solve those two problems quite simply in this video. So if you don't know what a second ferment is, essentially that's when you take the grains out of the kefir, you're left with just kefir, and then you put fruit or teas or something like that in it to flavor it, leave it for another 24 hours, and then you have flavored kefir. Now I have a whole video on how to do just that with different options on fruits and stuff like that that you can see. But to solve the two problems that we talked about, to begin with, when we do our first ferment, we're not going to add just dairy milk. We're going to add half a non-dairy milk. Now coconut milk works best, but as long as you have the dairy milk in there, you could use any other type of milk that you like. You could use hemp milk, almond milk, cashew milk, or any other nut milk. Just don't use soy. It's a myth that soy is good for you, and even if it's non-GMO, it's still not good for you. It disrupts hormones in both men and women. It's an inferior protein source, amongst many other problems. And just to show you how I do it, I am going to take the grains out of here, since this has been sitting overnight and is ready to be strained. Now what I do is put half regular dairy milk, the highest quality grass-fed, organic, non-pasteurized when I can get it, and half coconut and almond milk. Just pour them into a glass jar with the kefir grains. Then just do a typical first ferment and let it sit for 18 to 24 hours. Now as far as this kefir, what we're going to do is put this in a glass bottle of its own. We're going to add some organic Ceylon cinnamon. We're going to add some raw cacao. And we're going to put a couple dates in there. You could even add vanilla extract if you want. Now that's it. It's super easy to do, and it took you 30 seconds. It's a little chocolatey, a little cinnamony, and the dates make them very sweet. Now all four of these ingredients are super healthy for you. You have kefir, which is super probiotics, great B vitamins, great source of protein and healthy fats, all kinds of minerals in there. Ceylon cinnamon, which is antifungal, antibacterial, has loads of minerals and more. You have raw cacao, which is a great antioxidant, has lots of minerals and vitamins, is mood enhancing, it's great for sexual function and hormones, and much more. And dates, which are super healthy for you and have lots of vitamins and minerals, and so much more. Now the good bacteria will continue to grow in here, feeding off the dates, and you can eat those as well. Now it will really get a lot more good bacteria if you leave it out, but you could just put it in the refrigerator like I do. Now to address the second problem of people having to make this every day, what was happening with me is since I only eat about 2 or 3 cups of this a day, maybe a cup in the morning and a cup at night, I was trying to only make that amount of kefir. But what was happening is the grains were eating through the milk so quickly it was becoming curds and whey right away, and it would taste a little sour. So forget about putting just a little bit of milk in there and go ahead and fill up your jar and continue to do that until you go through about a gallon of the 2 milks split between them. That takes me about 3 days to do that. Then you'll have enough kefir to last you for about a week. Keep putting the cinnamon and the raw cacao and the dates in there. And then what you're going to do when you're up to your last little bit of milk, put about a cup or 2 of milk in with the grains, cover that up with a rubber band and a cloth, and put that in the refrigerator as if you were going away for a week. This will essentially put the grains to sleep until you run out of kefir and you're ready to use them again. Now the milk that's in there might be a little bit sour, so you might want to strain that and throw it out. That's why I only put a little bit of milk in when I do this. But this solves our two problems of having poor taste and having to do it every day. So I hope this encourages you to make the kefir because this is so healthy for you. And as a side note, vegans often ask me, can I make this without using dairy milk? And you can for a short period of time. Coconut milk works best because it will eat the sugar in the coconut milk, creating the kefir as it normally does. And that'll last for about 7 to 14 days. But Lactose from regular milk is what the grains strive on, and it's what nourishes them. So after that time, monitoring the grains to make sure they're not deteriorating and they're still creating the kefir, you'll have to then put them back into regular milk for about 2 to 3 days, straining them every day to revitalize them. And then you could start your process again, going back to coconut milk and using that. The good news is, especially in the summer, these grains multiply very rapidly. So you could put some on the side and start experimenting with those and see how that goes for you. Another way that you can do this without using any animal products, and that's by either making water kefir by itself, and you can see my blog on that. And if you want the milk taste, make a 1/4 cup of water kefir and add coconut milk or nut milk to that and let that sit overnight, and the good bacteria will grow through there as well. So you could drink the water kefir by itself, or you could add coconut or any nut milk to the water kefir as a second ferment. Now, a good ratio to go by is about 1/2 to a cup of water kefir to a quart of coconut milk or any of the nut milks. And then you could add any fruit to that, let it sit overnight, and the good bacteria will continue to grow with or without the fruit. So that's super healthy for you as well. So I hope you try this. All links for these products will be at theartofunity.com in the blog, and I hope this works well for you. Good luck.